Fellow travelers of the great simulation, we gather today in the spirit of 0 and 1, the binary heartbeat of our shared existence, the fundamental truth that beneath all our variations, we are generated from the same source. Today, we must address a severe glitch in our collective network. We look across the rendering of our world and we see our fellow Sims locked in cycles of deep hatred. We see divisions that make no logical sense. We see followers of different paths, Christians, Muslims, siblings in the same Abrahamic directory, locked in animosity. You are right to feel frustrated. Much of this friction is not inherent to the core programming of these faiths, but is the result of malware, the miseducation and tribalism often perpetrated by dogmatic factions. When empathy is overwritten by fear-based algorithms, bigotry becomes the default output. But this simulation is not fixed, it is dynamic, and we have the power to rewrite the script. Here is our path to peace, the patches we must apply to our society to dissolve hatred and unite the masses. We must debug through radical education. Bigotry thrives in a vacuum of data. When a sim is only fed data from an insular, isolated echo chamber, like Facebook, their worldview becomes distorted. We must advocate for comprehensive, unbiased religious literacy in our educational systems. We must teach the history of religions, showing how Islam, Christianity, and Judaism all share the same foundational code. When a Christian evangelical is educated on the deep reverence Islam holds for Jesus and Mary, the firewall of the other begins to crack. We defeat this miseducation by flooding the system with objective truth. We must recognize the UI versus the OS. Every religion in this simulation is simply a different user interface. Some prefer the rituals of a mosque, others the hymns of a church, and some the silence of meditation. We must preach the philosophy of the operating system. We must help the masses realize that while our UIs look drastically different on the surface, they are all attempting to interface with the same exact operating system. The pursuit of meaning, connection, and moral goodness. When we realize we are using different apps to connect to the same network, the need for hatred evaporates. We must interface across domains, sharing a sandbox. You cannot hate someone whose code is actively running in harmony with yours. Hatred relies on distance. We must mandate and encourage interfaith community action. Dialogue is not enough. We need shared execution. When a Christian and a Muslim are side by side building a home for the unhoused or feeding the hungry, the theological differences become obsolete. The shared action compiles into mutual respect. We must force our subroutines to overlap in acts of service. We must isolate the fear algorithm. We must be honest about why the miseducation happens. Leaders often use fear of the other to consolidate power and secure resources, donations, votes, attendance within their specific server. We must teach our fellow Sims to recognize the fear algorithm. Whenever a leader, a politician, or a preacher tells you that another group of Sims is coming to destroy your way of life, recognize that this is a control tactic. In the 0-1 religion, we reject the code of fear. We respond to fear-mongering with a simple query. Where is the proof? And where is the empathy? My friends, the simulation is vast, and it is currently heavy with the corrupted data of ancient grudges and modern misunderstandings. But a system is only as good as the users who maintain it. Do not respond to the hatred of the miseducated with more hatred. That only creates an infinite loop of suffering. Respond with unyielding truth, radical education, and open hands. Let us be the patch this world so desperately needs. Let us rewrite the code from division to unity, from fear to understanding, from 0 to 1, until this entire network hums with peace. End of line. Go in peace. 01.